Hey guys, so we're going to start a new project this week using canva.com. So if we go to canva.com, a web browser, I'm just going to sign up with Facebook. That's what I've been doing. You can sign up with your Gmail though if you want, or your regular email. So if we go in here, we're actually going to lay out a simple design having to do with kind of what we're going through right now, with the virus and everything, just being crazy times. So I just kind of want you guys to create a simple graphic that communicates to the viewer a message about these trying times. It can be simple info or facts about the virus. So if you want to go online, just make sure that you're not spreading around crazy ideas. Like, I wouldn't mind you potentially citing your source that you are using. Make sure you get it from a reputable source. Don't just be making some weird graphic about some fake news crap, please. But anyways, and it can be a message of hope. It can be, it can provide helpful tips on how to deal with social distancing, or it could just, it's a pretty open-ended project. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do, but it basically just has to do with the virus and, you know, what we're going through right now nationally, or actually globally. I just want to make sure though with this project, and I will be making a project worksheet that really walks you through exactly what I want you to do if you're not understanding it from this verbal communication right now, but I want you to have a background. So that means I want you to find a picture to use as your background. And then I want text over the top of that, some sort of text. And then maybe one other element besides a background image and text on top, possibly another image or element to bring in. So I'll kind of show you inside of here what I'm expecting. So we're logged into Canva, and this is just, all you need is an internet and a computer, and you should be able to run this. So we might go to templates. We might go to posters, because I think what we're going to make is a poster, or maybe a flyer. Maybe we'll make a flyer. So they have templates in here, which is pretty neat. I might actually use something like this. I was just going to start from scratch, but now that I'm seeing these templates, I'm like, maybe I should. But anyways, I want you guys to fill these in at least and bring in some of your own images that you find. I don't want you just straight up using a template and just changing the words. I'd like you to change the colors too. And I can actually go in here and see the templates so that you use, so make sure that you're paying attention to instructions. So let's see. One of the things that I wanted to do was I kind of wanted to do keep calm and carry on, which is actually kind of a cool So here it is, keep calm and carry on. So this is kind of the original graphic. This was something from 1939. It was a poster that was brought out during World War II, I think mostly in Britain, but I could be wrong. Yeah, British government, motivational poster. So that's kind of what we're going to be sort of making by the British government in 1939 in preparation for World War II. The poster was intended to raise the morale of the British public, threatened widely by mass air attacks on major cities. So that was during World War II. So this was a poster that they put out for the public during a really trying time. Obviously, there's some extra ones here too. Freedom is in peril. Defend it with your might. Your courage, your cheerfulness, your resolution will bring us victory. So these are all kinds of the idea that I'm trying to bring to the table with this project, is that we're going to be trying to kind of create some sort of graphic that's going to be helpful to the public during this time, this trying time. So I'm going to do keep calm. Oh, the sun's coming out. And let's see, how did this go on? Carry on, yeah. On. Okay, so that's how you add type in. You can also use the text tool over here. So this is the text tool. And you would actually just, you can just click and it'll add in your text for you. And if you want to move it, you kind of have to get it to where you are hovering over that text box, and then you can click down when you get that, this little bullseye comes on. If you're right here, you're just going to get your cursor. So if you want to move it, you actually have to kind of move it down here. I'm gonna have to move my thing back from that window. Okay. So yeah, so actually I kind of like this text better, but anyways, they have like already things. Actually, this one's kind of cool. Some of them are free and some of them aren't, so you have to make sure when you're hovering over these things that you are, I just want to delete this so I can actually click on it and then just push delete. Oops. Maybe, let's see. There we go. So I'm going to move that up. I accidentally brought in 2 of these, so I'll have to start deleting these. Right. Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out how to delete stuff, but if you click enough, you'll probably figure it out. I don't want that in there, but anyway, so I'm going to change this text to keep, oops, calm and carry on. I don't think it had a period in it. Yeah, so we'll take that out. This is just going to be really simple too, guys. I mean, don't fret about doing this perfectly. So if you want to change, you can change the size of the text box by grabbing the edges, and I'm going to highlight this text. So I'm going to click and drag over all this text, and then here is like the type of font that we're using, and then this is the size of the font. So I want to bring this down maybe a little. That's way too small. So I think you can actually manually enter it in if you double click. So I might make it like 100 and just see. Okay, so maybe more like 90, and then just push enter when you get it in there. That's not too bad. Put this like that. And then if I want to center this, I'll just click and drag, and then we'll change it to, I'll just click this, and there we go. That's not too bad. It's not perfect, but you know, it's okay. So they just stacked every word. So I'm going to move that down. Try and get my little move icon here. There we go. So I'm going to actually center it down here, and then I'm going to have to move this picture up a little bit. Maybe some overlap might be all right. I'm just kind of winging it, you guys, and not really. I'm going to try and delete this because I don't need it. Okay, so one thing, okay, so I'm this far with it. I'm going to actually bring in, a photo, so we can come over here. And you should be experimenting with this. I mean, this is background, so they have preloaded backgrounds, which is kind of neat. You can bring in video too, but I don't, obviously for this project that's not necessary because this is a flyer. This is the text button. Here's different elements, so they have like, some of these are free, some of them aren't, so you just have to hover over to see if they are. But like you can bring in these graphics, so this might be something that we want to bring in. This is kind of coronavirus related things, so you could definitely use that. I didn't know they had that in here, that's funny. So that's perfect for our project. You can use any of those. Shapes, so if you need a square or a circle. They have stickers that actually move, which doesn't really make sense for a printed piece because we can't really have motion in a poster. They have different gradients that you can use, which are actually pretty neat. Actually, I kind of like this one. I might actually bring that in. So obviously this is over the top of my text. So I can go to position up here and I can say backward and it'll go underneath the text. So let's see, I might actually change this color. So if I click on this square back here, this is the color, and I can actually either find a preloaded color right here, or I can bring in a new color from this color picker, which I think you can use this little slider and figure out what color you're going for. I'm just gonna experiment and see. I might make mine really bright. So something like that maybe. So, and then I'm with this, let's see, I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to delete it. I don't think it's really doing anything for me. I think there's another one down here, which I think I'll delete. And then, so these are just going to be really simple. It might take some of you a little longer than others to do, but it should be not too much trouble anyway. And then they have all sorts of different little things you can use, which is kind of cool. So definitely try and, you know, bring some of these things in and use them in your design. I think I'm going to go back to this coronavirus. I want to see all of these. So maybe there's a washing your hands symbol that we could bring in. Or there's the virus right there. Okay, there's a syringe. I was wondering if they wouldn't have like a... This is kind of interesting. Huh, okay. They have quite a bit to choose from here. Sorry I'm taking so long figuring something out, but this is kind of fun to look at. I thought they would have a washing your hands symbol that I could use. But we'll just bring this in because that's the actual virus. Delete that. Okay, well, that's pretty good. So we have a background, and then we have another extra element. Actually, we have 2 extra elements, and then we have our text. So this is looking pretty good. I might mess with it a little bit more in the meantime.